I'm Yvonne from Growing Old Disgracefully.
I'm Marie from Midlife Dramas in Pyjamas. You can find us both on Facebook.
And now we've come together to bring you inspirational stories from midlife and beyond in our podcast,
Hear Me Roar! Not even in the picture. Hello, shove up, woman.
I am shoving up.
Better. Right.
Can anyone hear us?
Are we on?
Yeah, it's always a good start when we remember to turn the microwave on.
Yes, let's go and turn the microwave
Yeah.
on. Let's go and pour ourselves into the microwave and do our podcast from in there.
So I've had my hair done this week. Not that you noticed.
Is it shorter?
Yeah. Oh, it's just had a trim.
Oh, just had a
It
trim.
grows, right? It doesn't grow down the way, it grows out the way, and it just gets a bigger and bigger and bigger helmet.
Nice.
And so eventually the helmet gets to the point where, do you know Crichton off of Red Dwarf?
Yes, vaguely.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a square head going
Oh,
on.
him? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you get?
Yeah.
Like a Lego head?
Yeah, basically.
Remind me not to be seen with you when you look like that.
Yeah, so I had it trimmed and I'm back to looking svelte and gorgeous and sexy. Did you see my poem this morning?
I did, I liked it.
Oh, did you?
I thought I commented.
Well, I haven't looked.
I said absolutely brilliant or something like that.
Thank you very
Yes,
much.
A very good poem.
It's about the old lady in the shop window where you look and you just don't recognise yourself sometimes.
You don't. Sometimes I catch myself in the mirror and think, what the hell's happened there?
I know, and I just wanted to write something a little bit uplifting that for people who look and go, oh my God, and also for people who don't feel seen, which is
well,
what we get at
lots
our age.
of people our age don't feel seen. I'm like most people. I'm like 59 in my mirror, but 25 in my head. My mum used to say to me when I was young, she used to say, you know, I still feel 18 in my head. And I used to look at her and think, for goodness sake, don't be so ridiculous. But I understand it because I think that in my head. And then I look in the mirror and go, oh, you're so not 18, are you?
I know.
Bit of a shock when you look in the mirror. So no, it was a lovely poem.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyway, we've got Sarah with us today. And Sarah Jones, and she has a business called Incredible Toppers, and she's a passionate entrepreneur, founded her business aged 45 after 34 years in customer service. She's a mother of 2 adult children and an owner of a golden retriever. So having previously run a cake business, she shifted her focus to a now thriving edible cocktail and cake topper business, often taking orders for thousands of toppers at a time. She enjoys travelling, spending time with friends and walking in the Lake District with her dog and her Welsh husband.
Yeah. So let's go and meet her.
Yep.
Hello, Sarah.
Hello. Hello, Marie and Yvonne.
Hiya, it's lovely to meet you. I know that you know Marie already, but this is the first time we've met.
It certainly is, and I certainly do know Marie. That's why I said the hello at
Yes.
the beginning.
Marie's signature. Hello.
Just my signature entrance.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Oh, I'm very excited. Can I just say, because I've never done a podcast before.
Yes, we are. Go on.
I was just saying it's very exciting.
Yes,
Yeah.
we are popping your podcast cherry, so to speak.
Oh, very nice. Touched for the very first time.
Oh, so funny. And I hope I'm sort of in the right zone here. My phone is actually sitting on my egg box at the moment.
Yes.
So that I'm in
now.
the zone.
At least if you're hungry, there's a little snack in there.
All right. Yum.
Yum, yum. Yeah.
Hey, dear.
So Sarah, I say I haven't met you before, so I'm dying to find out more about you. We'll get into what you're doing now with your cake toppers, but what led you to that?
Oh, well, it's a very long story, but I'm trying condense it a little bit. So basically I started a cake business first, and how that came about was it was a hobby, and I've made cake since I was probably 4 years old in the kitchen. You know, our era was very like that with your grandmother, mother, baking cakes, because that's what you did.
Yeah.
And I loved it. Always, it's kind of like my de-stress room in the house is the kitchen. It's where I go. I love to bake and so forth. And then as I got older, in my teenage years, I started doing sugar craft, and I went to cake classes. I went to all these different classes, and I loved it. But it wasn't very cool and trendy at that time. So I didn't tell anybody that I would go to these classes and make all these fiddly things out of sugar. And then as I got older, I had the kids, never had time for it. And, you know, I would just make cakes for their birthdays and for hobbies and things like that. And then I thought, if I'm going to be covered in flour and sprinkles, I want to be paid for it, because I was constantly cleaning the kitchen. It was covered in flour all the time. Mind, I was one of these mothers that my two boys, I would get them in the kitchen and I would get their hands and their head in flour and get them baking, and I didn't mind about the mess. I just think, you know, that's what it's supposed to be about when the kids are little. So I set up the cake business first, and then it just went absolutely bonkers. And I work part-time as well. I still do that. I've worked in a customer service role for 33 years in the same business. And I think that's helped a lot of my skills to set up a business, because I know how to, you know, financial, how to do all of that, set up a website. And so that's where it started, really. But then the cakes started becoming really busy, and I loved it, but then I always wanted to have my cakes as my hobby, and it started to get too much. But I then would order like edible prints for my cakes. So I thought, oh, actually, I'm going to give that a go, see how that works. So I set up a website specifically for the cake toppers, thinking it'll just be, you know, I'll get a couple of orders a month or something like that. And then the day that we set the website up, me and my husband were sitting watching the telly, and we were waiting for the orders to come in. We were like sitting there for ages, and I'm like, God, this is awful. I think I've done, you know, what have I done, and why have I spent this money on setting up a website, and nobody's going to order anything? And then it was ka-ching! My first order came in, because I get that noise when I get an order on my website.
Yeah.
So then it just went from there, really, and I love it.
So how have you gone about marketing it then? Because obviously sitting in your lounge isn't going to get orders while you wait for the ka-ching. You must have had to do some kind of marketing.
Yes, so I set up my website. I had done a bit of market research before. I had contacted some cake businesses and people that I know to say, like, you know, do you order these things? Do you, you know, what do you use them for? And then there was a demand for it. So I thought, right, I'm going to give it a go. But then I set up my Facebook page, Instagram, which, like, I hate Instagram with a passion, because I'm not very good at it. But I do try. But, like, you know, people would say, oh, do a reel. And I'm like, what on earth's a reel? I don't know what a reel is. Like, what's one of them? So, you know, so I set up my Facebook, my Instagram, TikTok's another one. Apparently, that's where all the young'uns go. But you know, I'm past. I'm sorry, but I'm past that. I can't be bothered with TikTok. So, but I do get most of my orders do come from my Facebook page and Instagram. Actually, a lot of my cake customers, my cake toppers, come from Facebook, and I also do cocktail toppers, which are edible, which you put on a frothy cocktail, and I get mainly orders from Instagram on there, because I think it's the younger followers, aren't they?
Right.
Yeah. So do you think the cocktail toppers appeal more to the younger age range then?
Yeah, because they're well, saying that, I was out last night socialising.
I don't know if I've ever seen a cocktail topper. I didn't even realise there was such a thing. And I know my cocktails. How have I not had a cocktail topper? What are they made of?
Just rice paper, so it's completely edible.
Same as the cake toppers.
Yeah. Well, the cake toppers would do the rice paper, but would do what we call edible wafer card, which is thicker rice paper. So they're good for, you know, kids' cakes where you can stand them up and you can see the logo. And then we do icing ones as well, which are good for putting on. You can put them on desserts. People put them on cookies. We've had people order the rice ones for bread. All you know, like if you want your logo on some. Honestly, it's amazing what you can use it all for.
Oh, you like? Do you mean like on artisanal? Is that how you say?
Yes,
Or bread where there's a
artisan.
artisan. Thanks, love. Yeah, there's a little white circle of rice paper stuck on the side of it.
Yes.
Oh, you
Yeah.
mean?
All right.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
a whole new world
It
opening up
is,
for us, isn't it?
Rushes out buys bread.
So you say cake toppers. You know, I've got one lady who orders, and she uses them on milkshakes. So she puts the tiny ones that we do, the icing ones, and she'll have the milkshakes, the ice cream, and then the whipped cream on the top, and then she'll put the top. They don't last for long, so you put it on just before you serve it, but it looks really good.
I bet that looks fun, yeah.
Gosh. So all of this success, it takes a certain kind of confidence to start a business. What gave you that confidence?
I think at the time when I set it up, and I'll be completely honest, and I wanted to earn some extra money as well. So I think, you know, yes, it's like turning my hobby into a business, but I thought, you know what, I need to earn a bit extra money because things are just getting so expensive. We like our treats, we like to socialise, don't we, Marie?
We do, Sarah. In fact, we've got a cocktail day coming up, haven't we, darling?
Yes. And you know, and I do love to travel as well. It's my passion is to go on holidays, and I work damn hard. If I say so myself, I work every hours of the day. I work weekends, I work Sundays, and the reward is when we're sitting on a beach and I'm thinking, God, like I wouldn't have done this if I hadn't set my business up. And it's, you know, it is hard. I'll not lie. I've slogged my guts to get to where I am. Hours I've spent on social media. Some of my friends go, God, you're never off Facebook, are you? And I go, yes, but that's my business. I've got to be posting things because with that social media, you've got to be posting like every day. I mean, I try and do that, but it's sometimes not possible. So with confidence, I think because I've been in a customer service role for a long time, and I've dealt with customers, and you know, I know how to deal with complaints if heaven forbid. But you know, I know how to talk to people, and if somebody's not sure about the design, I've got the confidence to say, well, look, how about doing it this way? This way will be better. As you know, sometimes they order icing and I'll go, actually, the rice paper would be better for this, even though it's cheaper. But I just think if you do that, then the customers are going to come back to you. So
Yeah, because you're building up trust then, aren't you?
Yeah.
And yeah,
absolutely.
When you were saying again as well about the social media side of things, a lot of people find, especially kind of maybe our age and older, like 50s and older, can find social media quite intimidating. And that in itself might be a barrier for some people to go out and start
Oh, definitely. I mean, I had a bit of a situation getting logged on to here this morning.
you did.
I had to get my 24-year-old son to come and help me because I was talking and nothing was coming out.
That's never happened before.
How rude. I'm logging off.
But to be fair, that turned out to be an issue at our end, didn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Now you tell us.
Yeah,
I think if somebody's got like the confidence to set up a business, all I'll say is go for it. You know, I just think like, what have you got to lose? If you know, fair enough. If you've got to put some money in to set it up, then yes, it's different. But if you can do something that's, you know, on a minimal amount and you've got an idea in your head, give it a go because you're not too old to give it a go. Because I set this up, I think how old was I, Marie? 44?
yeah,
I think I
45.
was 44 and I'm 52 now. So I was 44 and I thought at the time, oh God, like it's like starting something. But then I had the time to do it because my kids are older and they didn't need us as much. Well, that's what you think. But
That's what you think, yeah.
yeah.
You've now got your kids involved, haven't you? Because when you go away for the weekend or on your holiday, it's your boys who do all the printing out and the orders, which I think is fantastic.
Oh, they do. They're amazing. I couldn't do it without them. They're absolutely fantastic. They're like boomerangs, though. They did leave, and then they've come back again, so I can't get rid of them. They're still living at home at the moment. But that's to my advantage, because if I want to go and do something for the weekend, I'll go, oh, can you do the cake toppers while we're away? And they'll go, oh, okay. But no, they do enjoy it, and they are really good at it, and it just means that I can have a bit of free time for my sanity.
I bet they're also very proud of you. I think it's important for our kids to see, especially us as older women.
Yeah.
I think it's important for them to see us doing something and going out in the world and not being invisible. So, that's a great role model, and I bet your kids are really proud of you.
Yeah.
I like to hope so. I won't do their washing for them if they say they're not.
Do you still do their washing for them?
Oh my God! Well, sometimes if I'm in a good mood, if I'm in a bad mood, it gets stuck to the bottom of it gets stuck. It gets
Stuck.
it gets chucked at the bottom of the stairs as a hint that it's there to be done.
I think I must be a terrible mother, because I made mine do their own washing from the time they were 16. My son pretended that he didn't know how, and we had about 50 washing machine lessons until he realised quite serious about this.
I refuse to do their ironing though. That's a bit no. I'm not doing that.
Have you had any cake disasters? That's what we want to know. We're quite nosy.
I've had several cake disasters, lots of them. I could write a book, but because nobody's perfect. You see, like the finished cake, all gorgeous, 40 years singing, dancing. But what people don't realise is that might have been a third attempt. No, I had one for weeks in advance. I had made all these little elephants out of sugar. Oh, and they were so cute. They were gorgeous. So proud of them. Took me hours. So I had them all set out, and it was was it a 3-tier christening cake? So I'd made the christening cake, spent hours. I mean, for 3 cakes, it takes a lot of doing. So, and all the ingredients as well. So I'd baked all of that, and then the lady came, took it away. Oh, it was a red hot day as well. You know what's coming, don't you? So it was red hot, very warm day, sugar, butter, icing. So the lady took it away, and 2 minutes later, the doorbell rang with this woman, like, with a horror on her face. And I went, oh my God, what's happened? She went, oh my God, the cake. So I said, well, what's the matter? She went, come and have a look. So she opened the boot, and here's the cake had just gone like that.
Colin.
All the elephants, the trunks were off, the ears were off.
Oh no!
Looked more like hippopotamuses than elephants.
Oh no!
Elephant carnage.
It was, and the christening was the following day. So this was the Saturday evening she'd picked it up, and I was like, oh my God. And I mean, she hadn't done anything wrong. She'd transported it correctly in the car and everything. And I just felt so sorry for this woman. She was like, what am I going to do? Like, I don't know what to do. And I went, well, no, to work. It's an absolute mess. So anyway, I said, look, leave it with us. Me being as soft as I am, I did the whole thing from scratch. I baked new cake. I just binned I didn't bin it. I mean, I managed to salvage some of it, and I had it for our tea the next day. But there was so much cake, and then my little elephants, I stuck them on with royal icing, and I sort of got my little paintbrush and managed to repair them all, because I couldn't have made them from scratch because they took us hours. So I was up till about 2 a.m. redoing this cake, and I could have I did. I just cried because I thought, oh my God, I was shattered after making the first one, and then. Yeah.
So it just collapsed in the heat.
Yeah.
But it was all dowelled. It had all the dowels and everything, and it must have just had an air bubble in it or something, and it would just went.
Oh no. Nightmare.
Yeah.
So you must have had the opposite. You must have done some cakes that you thought, well, that's particularly fabulous.
I haven't done many wedding cakes. I've done, I think, 4 wedding cakes in total because I just, after the disaster with the christening cake, it's too stressful. And hats off to women and men and people who do wedding cakes because it is damn hard work. And the amount of work that goes into those is unbelievable. But I think the most favourite one was I did a replica of my mum and dad's wedding cake. So
Oh,
for their diamond wedding, I made a 4-tier wedding cake. It was just for the family, so 2 of the tiers were dummy cakes because I thought, God, we like cake, but I'll never eat all that cake. Um, and it was a complete surprise. So I had a little do at home, and my mum and dad walked in, and that wedding cake was on the table.
oh, that's so nice.
Yeah. And you'd even managed to
Yeah.
sort the topper from that was identical, wasn't it?
I did, yeah. So when you think how long ago it was, I mean, they've been married 64, they've just had their 64th wedding anniversary.
Wow.
So this was like 4 years ago. They had the telegram off the Queen, so they had that on the table, and then they had this wedding cake. But the topper was it was like a plastic topper, like a vase with little flowers coming down from it. And I was going to make it out of sugar, but I was really struggling with how do I get it exact. And then I just went on eBay and just put in and like vintage cake toppers in the northeast, and I couldn't believe it. It came up with practically an identical one with a woman who lived in North Shields. So I contacted her, and she'd said it was on a cake from around about that time. So I was really pleased that I managed to find like a practically identical one. Yeah.
Fab.
It was
Yeah. But you see, your your business is mainly cake toppers now, but you also have you have a lot of small customers like us, um, but you also have a lot of big customers as well, don't you?
I do now, yeah. So it's just grown and grown and grown. And I think as well, just from the social media and just by posting things that I do, if we're out and about, we'll try and take photographs of, cocktails and things like, but we've got contacted by a restaurant in London, and they wanted to try them out, and they absolutely loved them. And because as well, cocktail garnishes can be quite expensive. So if you're using like fresh fruit, you've got to use it quite quickly because it obviously doesn't last a long time. So this is a good alternative to use on a cocktail, and it's cheap as well. So this restaurant uses them for their cocktails, but they're also a vegan restaurant. So our cocktail toppers are gluten-free, vegan. They've got no allergens in them. They absolutely love them. So we supply to all of the restaurants all throughout London. I think they've got about 10 restaurants now. So that's really good. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Then what's the largest order you've ever had?
We've had ones where we've been asked to do like 10,000 cake, 10,000 toppers, 10,000.
You must have had
Yeah,
a room full of cake toppers.
yeah, we did. We were
Wow.
all sat cutting it because they're all cut out by hand. We don't have a machine.
No.
Wow.
Yeah, so all sat there cutting these damn No, it's good. It's good fun. Yeah.
Do you employ people now then?
No,
It's
it's just
family,
me.
family business.
My husband helps a lot. Been married a long time, so if he doesn't do as he's told,
Okay, short shrift.
yeah, he doesn't get his tea on the table.
No. Well, you certainly haven't lost confidence, have you? You've really kind of kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and you've conquered the technology and all the
Yeah.
rest of it.
Well, kind of.
Yeah. A lot of women, as we go into the menopause, can lose that confidence, and it's kind of sometimes you can struggle to keep it.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, I know you, and you're a very confident person, and that sort of outlook on life has obviously helped you to push this business forward.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And it does get harder as you get older. You haven't got as much energy. Your brain goes with, obviously, you know, we get brain fog. I'm always getting that. I'm surprised I've got through this podcast without forgetting what I'm saying. I'll be talking about one thing and then I'll go off on a tangent with something. See, I'm doing it now.
Yeah. I bet you've completely forgotten my question, haven't you?
What was the question?
I've forgotten your question as well.
No, I think, you see, when I set the business up, I wasn't really I probably was in the menopause, but not as noticeable. And I just think it does get harder, but I'm not going to let it stop us. I think, like, you know, why should just this time of life people stop doing things? You know, I think you should start doing things for yourself. I do think that it can be hard. You know, people have anxiety and that worry, but I think I've got such a good support network from friends, my family, and I've always had that extra sort of, you know, push to do stuff. And as well, if I want my holidays,
Yeah.
I think, right, I'm going to do it because I want my holidays.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, I just think it is harder.
Yeah,
it is. But and as you say, surrounding yourself with supportive people, that's something you're always saying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Find your tribe, find the people will
build your
support.
cheerleading squad.
Yeah.
And I think being around positive people as well helps, because I'm a very positive person, and if I'm with someone who's negative and, you know, moaning and groaning about, and, you know, I'll try and support them, but I'm not very good. I like to be around positive people. Hard as you get older.
It is.
But I'm going to keep going.
Good. So you should.
Right.
Go on then.
I know, I'm dying to ask you, because we asked you to come up with a cocktail and you said you've got a surprise for us. So what is your cocktail, Sarah?
Right.
What's it
It's called Midlife. It's called, I can't say it now, Midlife. God, you'd think I'd been on the cocktails, wouldn't you? It's called, I've written it down, got me notebook.
Right.
It's called Midlife Monkey Crisis.
Midlife Monkey Crisis.
You're going to have to explain.
What's the monkey bit?
Right, it's got amaretto in it.
Right.
I speak for laughing, I know. Right, it's got amaretto in it because I like to put amaretto in my tiramisu and my cakes.
Yes.
And I love amaretto. And then it's got banana liqueur in because I'm a bit bananas.
You notice I'm not arguing against that.
Hence the monkey. And then it's got dark rum in it because I do like a rum and coke, don't I, Marie?
Do.
And then it's got a bit of cream in.
Oh, right.
Right. And then a bit of cinnamon.
Oh, right.
Because apparently, I googled this. Apparently it helps with joint pain. So it's good for it because I've got a dodgy knee at the minute. So, I put a dash of that in and hope it'll help my knees.
Okay. So we're going to make all these cocktails at some point, and we're going to do it on video.
I think this one's going to ruin it.
I think this one's going to ruin it. Just
you shake it about, shake it.
Right.
So the cream will go. You know, it'll be a nice frothy one, and with a frother.
With a froth.
And then I'll give you a cocktail topper to put on the top of it.
Lovely jubbly.
Thank
Lovely
you.
jubbly.
Lovely jubbly. We'll all be looking like monkeys by the time we've had a few.
Yeah, we will.
Thank you so much, Sarah. You've really given us a
good
lot
giggle.
of smiles today.
You've been absolutely fantastic to talk to.
Yeah.
A great guest.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Not at all. Bye. See you soon. Bye. If you do want to get any of Sarah's cake toppers or cocktail toppers, her website is www.incredibletoppers.co.uk and she's on Facebook as Incredible Toppers.
Thank you to our guest this week, and thanks for listening.
And we look forward to roaring with you again.